everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create GoHighLevel contacts from Google Sheets. So I'm an owner of a marketing consultancy business and I create a record of all my clients' information in Google Sheets. Here what I want is that as soon as I'm going to create a new record of my client's details in Google Sheets, I want to create a contact of that same client in my GoHighLevel account. So if I'm going to do this manually, I'm going to create the content on my GoHighLevel account manually from the record that I've created in my Google Sheets. It will be very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And in this automation, we are going to create a connection between Google Sheets and GoHighLevel with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation step by step, then let me take you all to my screen.
In this video, we're going to learn how to create GoHighLevel contact from Google Sheets. So as an owner for marketing consultancy business, I use Google Sheets to collect and organize my clients and my leads details in this similar manner. I also rely on GoHighLevel, a CRM designed to help me nurture and follow up with my leads efficiently. However, manually transferring my contact information from Google Sheets to my GoHighLevel creates a risk of missing leads and slows down my response time. To solve this, I've set up an automation that creates new GoHighLevel contacts directly from my Google Sheets entry. Now, every time I'm going to add the details of my clients in my spreadsheet that I've created, the contact is instantly added of that same client in my GoHighLevel account. This integration saves me valuable time, minimizes errors and helps me stay on the top of clients' follow-ups, allowing me to focus on building stronger relationships with my clients. And we're going to be creating this amazing automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as Create GoHighLevel Contacts from Google Sheets. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. Next, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account. And from these folders, I'm going to select a specific one in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select GoHighLevel Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. You can see a workflow is created in the name of Create GoHighLevel Contacts from Google Sheets, and there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. So we're going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Google Sheets. As in my Google Sheets, I'm creating the record of my customers and clients. I want that as soon as I'm going to enter the details, the information of my clients in the spreadsheet right over here, what should happen is Pabbly Connect should capture the response of the record that I've created. Now, in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to connect our Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. That is why for the trigger application, I've selected it as Google Sheets. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new or updated spreadsheet row, as whenever the new data is going to be added in the spreadsheet, automatically and instantly, Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that, okay? After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we're going to create a connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, I'm going to open the spreadsheet that I want to connect to Pabbly Connect. So this is the spreadsheet that I've created in the name of customers and clients details, and I'm going to connect the spreadsheet to Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, for that, what we're going to do is from this bar right over here, go to the extensions option. As you're going to come on it, you can see it says add-ons, go to it, and then click on get add-ons. A window is then going to appear in front of you, and on the search bar right over here, you have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Click on it. I'm going to open Pabbly Connect Webhooks. You can see that I've already installed Pabbly Connect Webhooks, so I'm going to move forward. But if you have not installed Pabbly Connect Webhooks, please do install it so that you can connect your spreadsheet to Pabbly Connect, okay? As I've already installed, I'm going to go back and refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, if I'm going to go back to extensions, you can see an option will be provided to you that will be Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Okay. As you're going to click on it from the given options, go to the initial setup button right over here. As you're going to do that, you can see a dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the webhook URL and the trigger column. For the webhook URL, paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. And for the trigger column, it says trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added. In this spreadsheet, my trigger column is going to be column G because in this column, the final data is going to be added. So for the trigger column, I'm going to select it as column G. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this submit button. As I've done that, it says setup configured successfully. Now the setup has now been done. Now the steps that I'm going to tell you right now are very important. So please don't forget to follow them. Go back to extensions and Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Now from the given options, click on the send on event. As over here, it is saying working. As the loading is completed, go back to extensions and Pabbly Connect Webhooks. You can see a tick mark is in front of send on event. We have clicked on send on event so that whenever the record of the client's information is going to be created in the spreadsheet, automatically the spreadsheet is going to send the data to Pabbly Connect. Okay, that is why I've clicked on send on event. Now what we're going to do is if I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down, you can see it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a record of another client in the spreadsheet. Right away, I'm going to create a record of another client in the spreadsheet. And after creating the record, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the details that I've added in the spreadsheet or not. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the details of a client. So I'm going to write over here the details. As you can see that I've entered the details of another client's right over here. The first name is new, last name is lead, email is new lead 66@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number. Company as test company over here, address as 01 Modern City, city as Mumbai, state as Maharashtra, country as IN that is India, postal code you can see the dummy postal code. As we have added the details of another client in the spreadsheet, I'm going to open my workflow and check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the details of this client or not. For that, I'm going to open the workflow that I've created and scroll down. And yes, you can see right away in the workflow, the response has been successfully captured of the new client's details been added. Okay, if you go to tally the response, street address as 01 Modern City, state as Maharashtra. For the postal code, the dummy postal code, phone number, you can see the dummy mobile number, last name as lead, first name as new, email as new lead 66@pabblytudes.com, country as IN that is for India, company as test company with the city as Mumbai. As the response of the client's details been added in our spreadsheet has been captured over here, this means that our trigger setup is done. Google Sheets is now connected to Pabbly Connect. As now the trigger setup is done successfully, we need to set up our action step. Our objective is that as soon as the client's details are going to be added in the spreadsheet, I want to create a contact of that client whose details I've added in this spreadsheet in my GoHighLevel account. Okay, so now what we're going to do is for that we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as lead connector V2. Lead connector V2 is GoHighLevel. So that is why for the action application, I'm going to select it as lead connector V2. And for the action event, I'm going to select it as create or update a contact, as we want to create a contact of the details that we have added in our spreadsheet of our client. Okay, now to connect GoHighLevel to Pabbly Connect, I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add to connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, click on connect with lead connector V2. As we're going to do that, a window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for us to select a sub account in which we are going to create the contacts of our clients in. So for the sub account, I'm going to search for the account in the name of Pabbly Connect. So the sub account that I've created, that is Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click the sub account from here. As I've selected it, you can see that it's fully authorized lead connector V2, that is GoHighLevel to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for the details of the contact that we're going to create in our GoHighLevel account. So for the details of the contact, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. So what is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, you can see this was the previous step, that is Google Sheets, new or updated spreadsheet row. As I'm going to click on this step, you can see this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. Firstly, it is asking for the first name. So in my previous response, I have received the first name of my client whom I want to create as a contact in my GoHighLevel account. So it's the first name, so I'm going to select the data from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I've mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, for the last name, I'm going to map the date of the last name that I've received. After that, it is asking for the full name. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. For the email over here, I'm going to map the date of the email that I've received. You can see it is asking for the phone number. So for the phone number, I'm going to map the date of the phone number that I've received right over here. It is asking for the location ID, which I do not require, so I'm going to skip the part. For the address, I've received the street address over here. You can see, so I'm going to map the date of the street address. For the city over here, I'm going to map the date of the city that I've received. This is the city. I'm going to map the data. For the country over here, I'm going to map the date of the country I've received right over here. For the state over here, I'm going to map the date of the state that I've received. That is right over here. Okay. After that, it is asking for the postal code. So for the postal code, I'm going to map the date of the postal code. It is asking for the tax time zone. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. For the source over here, I'm going to write it as the source is Google Sheets entry. Okay, it is asking for the website. I do not have the response, so I'm going to skip the part. Is the ND. I'm going to select it as none. For the company name, I've received the company name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to map the date of the company name that I've received. It is asking for all these details which I do not require, so I'm going to skip the part. Okay. After that, it is asking for the description. So for the description over here, I'm going to write it as new client information. This is the description. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I've done that, we've received a response right over here, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my GoHighLevel account and check whether a new contact has been created or not. For that, I'm going to open my GoHighLevel. This is the contacts page of my GoHighLevel. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see right over here, new contact has been added in my GoHighLevel account. I'm going to open this contact. The first name of the contact is new, last name is lead, email is newlead66@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number. Source as Google Sheets entry. You can see right over here. I'm going to further scroll down in additional information. The description is new client information. Okay. As you can see, the contact is successfully created in our GoHighLevel account. This means that Google Sheets has now been connected to GoHighLevel successfully. Okay. As now the automation has been created, I'm going to check whether this automation that I've created is successful or not. And how I'm going to do that? By doing the real-time test. Okay. I'm going to add the details of another client in the spreadsheet, and then I'm going to check whether a new contact has been created in my GoHighLevel account or not. Okay. So now let us create another record of another client in the spreadsheet right over here. As you can see that I've entered the details of another client in the spreadsheet. First name is Smart, last name is account9, email is smartaccount9@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number, company as MNO company, street address as 1 Greentown. You can see right over here, city as Indore, state as Madhya Pradesh, country as India, that is for IN, postal code as a dummy postal code. As now we've successfully created a record of another client in the spreadsheet, now I'm going to open my GoHighLevel account and check whether a new contact has been created in my GoHighLevel account or not. For that, I'm going to open my GoHighLevel account. This is the contacts page. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see right over here, new contact has been added in my GoHighLevel account. If I'm going to open the contact, the first name of the contact is Smart, last name is account9, email is smartaccount9@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number, contact source as Google Sheets entry. If I'm going to further scroll down, over here, if you're going to see the company name is MNO company, street address as 1 Greentown, city as Indore, country as India, state as Madhya Pradesh. For the postal code is the dummy postal code. In additional information, the description you can see right over here comes as new client information. As the contact has now been successfully added in my GoHighLevel account, this means that we have successfully created an automation between Google Sheets and GoHighLevel with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to settle out what we have done, I am an owner of a marketing consultancy business and I create a record of all my clients' details in my Google Sheets. My objective is that as soon as I'm going to create a record of clients' details in the spreadsheet, automatically I want to create a contact of that same client in my GoHighLevel account. Now creating this contact manually after every new client entry that has been recorded in spreadsheet is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now whenever I'm going to add the details of a new client in my Google Sheets, automatically the contact of that same entry is going to be created in my GoHighLevel account. Okay, so this is how you create this amazing automation between Google Sheets and GoHighLevel. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.
Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.